stop whatever you're doing for the next 60 seconds. Because right now, I'm about to reveal the one number that quietly destroys more retirement dreams than any market crash ever could. It's not inflation, it's not fees, it's not even your returns. It's the hidden wall sitting silently in every compound interest chart you've ever seen. Most people slam into this wall around year 7, year 8, or year 10, look at their pathetic account balance, feel nothing but disappointment, and then quietly give up. They call it, "This isn't working." But here's what's actually happening. You're not failing the strategy. The strategy hasn't even started yet. And today, I'm going to show you exactly where that invisible wall sits, why almost everyone quits right before they break through it, and the exact moves that separate people who retire comfortably from those still working at 68. This might be the most important 18 minutes you spend on your money this year. Let's get into it. You've seen the beautiful charts, the ones that start with a tiny little line at the bottom and then magically curve up into millions after 30 or 40 years. You plug in your own numbers, open that brokerage account, set up automatic transfers, and feel like a responsible adult. Then reality hits. 3 years later, you log in and your heart sinks. After all that discipline, after skipping takeout, after feeling proud of yourself, the growth looks embarrassingly small. You start wondering if the whole invest early and often thing is just another lie sold to keep you hopeful while the rich get richer. That moment, that quiet doubt, that's the wall. And it's where 80% of regular investors slowly bleed out their motivation. Let me hit you with cold, honest numbers using a realistic 8% average annual return. Nothing crazy, nothing optimistic, just solid long-term market behavior after inflation. At $100 a month after 10 long years of never missing a payment, your account sits at roughly $18,400. You've put in $12,000 yourself. The magic of compounding? Just $6,400. That's it. After 30 years, around $150,000 total. Sounds decent until you realize the average American household spends over $78,500 every single year just to live. Your entire life's disciplined investing barely covers 2 years of normal expenses. Ouch. Now watch what happens when you push harder. At $300 a month for the same 30 years, at that same 8%, you cross $450,000. At $500 a month, you're looking at over $750,000. Same rate, same time horizon, completely different life. But here's what the pretty charts never zoom in on. There's a critical tipping point most people never reach. I call it the ignition point. It's the moment when your investment balance gets large enough that the returns start doing more heavy lifting than your monthly contributions. Before that point, you're basically just pushing a heavy boulder uphill with your own bare hands. The compounding is technically happening, but it's so weak it feels invisible. Most financial advice treats investing like one long, smooth highway. It's not. There are two completely different games happening in the same account. Phase 1 is the grind. Your contributions are the engine. Returns are just background noise. Your job is simple but brutal. Make the pile big enough, fast enough. Phase 2 is when the machine finally starts working for you. Returns start dwarfing your deposits. The snowball turns into an avalanche. Money starts making serious money even if you add less. The brutal part? Most people spend their entire investing life stuck in phase 1, get discouraged, chase shiny stocks, jump into better strategies, or just quit, right when they were only a few years away from the engine finally turning on by itself. I see this story every single week in the comments and emails. Take Sarah. 41 years old marketing manager, makes about $92,000 a year. She's been faithfully putting $180 a month into her 401(a) for 9 years. Her current balance? Just under $27,000. She's contributed almost $19,500 of that herself. The market added a little over $7,000 in almost a decade. She's now looking at crypto, dividend stocks, and real estate gurus because index funds clearly aren't cutting it. She's not lazy. She's not dumb. She's just stuck deep in phase 1. And nobody explained that this slow, painful feeling is completely normal until you cross the ignition point. The math is merciless here. At smaller balances, even doubling your return rate from 8% to 16% barely moves the needle compared to simply increasing what you put in every month. And chasing 16% usually means taking on massive volatility that most normal humans can't stomach without panic selling at the worst possible time. Real data from thousands of investors shows that the more you trade and chase, the worse you actually perform. The quiet ones who just keep feeding the machine win far more often. So what actually moves the needle when you're still in the grind phase? It's not finding the perfect fund. It's not timing the market. It's not even your exact return percentage. It's how aggressively you feed the account before the ignition point hits. Because every extra dollar you put in during the first 10 to 15 years doesn't just grow, it gets 25 to 30 years of compounding power. That same dollar added in year 20 only gets about 10 to 12 years. The early money is exponentially more valuable. This is why small lifestyle upgrades that quietly eat your raises are so deadly. That extra $200 a month that disappears into a nicer car, better vacations or daily lattes isn't costing you $200. It's costing you tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands in future retirement income. Let me make this painfully real with updated 2025-2026 numbers. Average new car payment right now is hovering around $748 a month. When that loan finally gets paid off, most people breathe a sigh of relief and immediately let that money dissolve into lifestyle. New subscriptions, nicer dinners. I deserve this. The smart move? The day that final payment clears, automatically redirect at least half, $350, $400, straight into your investments before your brain even registers the money is free. Do the same with every raise, bonus, or side hustle income. Automate 40 to 50% of any new money directly into the account the moment it hits your bank. Let the other half improve your life. You still get to enjoy progress, but your future self gets the rocket fuel. I built a free compound growth calculator that actually shows you your personal ignition point, the exact year your returns should start dominating your contributions. No shady data collection, just clean math using real Vanguard and BlackRock style assumptions. Link is in the description if you want it. Look, I'm not here to sell you some complicated system or hot stock picks. Those things sell courses and newsletters. Boring consistency doesn't. But boring consistency, when applied aggressively during phase 1, is what actually builds life-changing wealth for normal salary earners. The years that matter most aren't the last 5 years before retirement, when the numbers look sexy on paper. The years that matter most are right now, the ones that feel slowest and most discouraging. Every month you delay increasing your contribution is you volunteering to make your most powerful dollars weaker. So here's what I want you to do today. 3 simple but high leverage moves. Log into your 401(a) or brokerage right after this video and increase your monthly contribution by at least $50, $100. Even if it feels uncomfortable, do it before you forget. Calculate your current ignition year using any decent compound interest calculator. Then run the numbers again with $100, 200 extra per month and see how many years earlier you hit that tipping point. The difference will shock you. Pre-decide what happens with your next raise or debt payoff. Write it down right now. When I get my next raise, X% goes straight to investments automatically. Make the decision while the money isn't in your hand yet. Future you is terrible at saying no. If you're sitting there with a small balance wondering if any of this even matters for you, yes, it does. Starting late is better than never starting. But starting late while staying small is the real tragedy. The game isn't about being perfect. It's about refusing to stay small once you understand how the two phases actually work. Most investors never get this perspective. They keep comparing their year 6 to someone else's year 22 on social media and conclude they're broken. You're not broken. You're just early. The avalanche only looks impossible until the exact moment it starts. If this hit you in the chest, do 2 things. Hit that like button so more people see this truth, and drop a comment with the word ignition. I'll know you get it. And if you want the free calculator that shows your exact ignition point, grab it in the description. No spam, no nonsense. The wall is real, but so is the breakthrough on the other side. Now go make one move today that your 65-year-old self will thank you for. I'll see you in the next one.